I got a 3D printer. This way I will be able to do more builds. So here's a few examples of some of the prints, because I can actually record those and show those to you. It's very useful. It's very cool. There's a lot of things you can do with this. You can print parts for your xTool projects and you can add to them. This will save you some money in the long run, so you don't have to go to Hobby Lobby or Walmart or wherever you're getting your stuff from. You can just print it. So just so you can see some of the prints, check these out. What I have here is the xTool S1, kind of where you're starting out and do it yourself thing. We've been using this for the past year and I've been covering this for quite a bit. One thing we've been wanting to do though is to also get a 3D printer, because you can do more projects and create things that you would need for some of your projects with the xTool. So having both is beneficial. I ended up going with the K1 Max, which is a Creality product. I also got the dehumidifier right here. So what I'm gonna do is kind of explain to you what everything is, and if you're looking at doing something like I am, where you have basically the whole DIY setup for yourself so you can do everything. So first off, I wanna talk about the the 3D printer. So you basically have this cabinet and they do 300 millimeters by 300 millimeters by 300 millimeters. That's the build base. So for this specific 3D printer, that's pretty large and it can do quite a bit. This one also comes with the LiDAR and the AI on it. So this is something that I kind of want to get the most simple one, because I am not a pro with 3D printers. However, I am learning. Inside of the 3D printer, it will always have a camera, well, with this one, which is really cool, because when I am going out or something, if the 3D printer doesn't do something right, I can look at the camera and I can stop it from wherever I am from my phone, which I wish the xTool had, but I know they're not going to do that because of fire safety. So up here you have the 3D printing head. Basically underneath here, I don't know if you can see that, but right there is where the needle is that heats up and all the plastic comes through that. You have this build plate, which is very interesting. So what happens is this thing will heat up and that somehow keeps the plastic from falling over or disconnecting. But there's another secret that apparently is a big deal, and that is glue sticks. So everybody gets these glue sticks and they put it on there. I've noticed that everyone uses the purple glue sticks for some reason, but that is something that they use. You get a scraper so you can scrape stuff off. And there's a bunch of other stuff, but this is probably the other tool that I've been using a lot to cut off all the excess plastic. So you have your build plate, you have your 3D printing head. This has LiDAR on it so it can measure the distance. So dehumidifier, the reason you want one of these is, from what I understand, sometimes the filaments, which is the plastics that you have, I have black and white in here, we also have some glow in the dark ones, get moisture in it, or it'll get water from when they were cooling it down faster. So what they do is you get these dehumidifiers and you will set, oh, let me turn this on. You'll set it to the type of plastic and you'll set your temperatures and then you'll set your time. And what that'll do is it'll turn this on and it'll start heating up inside of here. And it'll start dehumidifying. It'll show you the percentage. For the software, there's two different types of software that took me a while to figure out and learn, which is that there is the software for the slicing. And what this basically does is this will slice your 3D prints into layers. That way the machine over here knows exactly how to layer the plastic as it's melting it. There's also other software which is like CAD and stuff, and that's how you would make these 3D images if you want to make them. However, I've learned that a lot of stuff is already in the model library. You can go in here and just kind of type what it is that you want, And for the most part, most things are in there. If you don't want to do that, there's also the option of getting a scanner, and you can physically scan items into the system and you can rebuild those. I highly recommend learning some CAD though. That way you can get a good understanding of how it all works.